I need you guys to move the trailer that's next to the field, and then also move the sandcastle. I could put something somewhere else, but I want to put it there.
He going to force Lostjoke to move his new home right after it was constructed.
Yes, Lost Joke. I am citing eminent domain.
I hope you're going to compensate me for that.
I'm giving you a nice brand new house that is going to use up a good 2/3 of our current monies.
How do I move this thing?
You have to go into P and then go to garage and then find it in the list of stuff that you've bought and then double click it and then you sell it.
I don't see garage under P.
You have to go to one of the other areas. Go to the housing tab and then try there. See it there?
Let's see on any of the tabs.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. I gotta find it though. There we go. Sandcastle. Sell it. Alright, I've sold it.
That was an expensive sandcastle.
$95.
If we were just going to sell it, I could have done that without opening any menus.
Oh. Well, that's fine. Move the, I need that trailer to be moved too. You can't do it in the car, unfortunately. I think you need the truck. Or
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. You can try it, but I don't think it has a trailer hookup.
No.
So speaking of trailers, have you seen the one for Spider-Man?
Yes. Wait, weren't we talking about the one for Valheim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we done talking about the one for Valheim, or do you have more?
Not really, I was just asking if you'd seen it.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I have. And I guess I gave you my thoughts. Again, the trailer looked nice. It's just, you know, didn't tell me shit about the game.
I didn't watch the trailer for Spider-Man. I did watch some videos about it. I'm still not a fan of that Iron Man suit he has.
Well, he only used it like for the one scene. I wonder if he really is only going to use it the one time.
Well, in the trailer, he's wearing that shiny-ass metallic suit.
There we go. We have our house now.
I think the
Unfortunately, it still doesn't have a inside.
I think the current Spider-Man is way too dependent on other characters.
I mean, well, he's still just a kid.
Yeah,
I
but
think that he was
even
doing
so.
mostly fine on his own, but he does use the capabilities of the suit more than really he probably should.
And in this current one, in this upcoming movie, he's also seeming like Doctor Strange is the new character that he's depending on. I don't know. I haven't seen it, obviously, so maybe it's not like that, but
I don't think he's depending on Strange. He's just kind of, he has a problem and he's wondering if Strange can help.
well,
Yeah, he's asking
it
for a
looks
favor.
like Doctor Strange is in a large portion of the movie.
It looks like
I just want more Spider-Man doing Spider-Man things by himself.
It kind of looks like Doctor Strange is providing a lot of the impetus for the plot. Like maybe he's teaching Spider-Man a lesson or something. Like be careful what you wish for, which literally they said on the trailer. I mean, it also again
They're-
seems like there's gonna be they're continuing to push this whole like multiverse thing, right? Like alternate dimensions.
That's
which
pretty
is
much going
fine.
to be the focus of the current MCU major plot, I guess.
I mean, the next Doctor Strange movie is literally called
Multiverse
of Madness.
There's plenty of potential for him teaching Peter a lesson like that to be a good story. I just want more vanilla Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think we're past Vanilla Spider-Man at this point, though.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
we can't really go back to Vanilla Spider-Man because he's gone. He's
Well, because of what
participated in the
they've done
Infinity
already.
War.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
This trailer has been incredibly divisive as far as Twitter is concerned. People are really upset at
everything is divisive as far
Yeah.
as Twitter is concerned.
That is true.
it. My boy Peter can't get a break. Even when he wins, he loses. Where'd you put the trailer?
Is it confirmed that Matt Murdock is in this movie?
We don't
No.
know.
It is confirmed that Charlie Cox is in this movie, in some small, tiny role, is what they say. But we don't know
If it's
what he is.
if it's that tiny, I'm not going to be particularly excited about it.
Well, what am I looking for? Let's see. Here we go. The thing is, if they cast him as a lawyer and he is not Matt Murdock, people are going to be very upset.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that all of this talk about him having a small nameless role is to just throw people off, and that he actually will be playing Matt Murdock, although it might be so small as to be more of a cameo than anything else.
No, there's already enough going on potentially in the film that to throw more on top of it would actually do a disservice to the character, because it's like,
I'm
how are you gonna get in screen time?
I don't have any confidence that they wouldn't do a tiny little throwaway cameo like that.
I mean, at the same time, these are the people who hired X-Men Quicksilver to play a character on WandaVision, and then it turned out he's not actually like Quicksilver in that, right? It was all a fake out. So spoilers,
Well,
but I
it would be
mean,
lame.
we're talking about it, so.
I mean, I was already kind of like losing some interest in the MCU as it is, but I, like someone else, was pretty frustrated. It's like, damn it, they know how to get me, because all it took was Alfred Molina to show up.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Yep. And he is also playing Doc Ock in this, and as far as we can tell, he is playing Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 in this movie.
Is
I mean,
Tobey
that's-
Maguire in the movie?
We don't know.
Well, that's the rumor. The rumor is, we don't know
Rumor
for
is
sure,
that
but it's been a long-standing
Maguire
rumor.
and Garfield are potentially
them.
reprising their Spider-Man roles.
The strong rumor that's easy to believe is that both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in the movie. Whether or not they are playing Spider-Man is another part of the rumor that I could see happening. But that's what I'm saying is that
that would be even way worse if they weren't.
Yeah.
People would riot. They're just playing some random character.
But I think I mentioned it's a Lost joke, is that they're basically doing like a live-action Spider-Verse
It's
movie.
going to be Enter the Spider-Verse, pretty much.
Yeah.
What I want the film to end with is like Madam Web doing her version of Nick Fury's "I Want You" for the Avengers Initiative.
It'll be for like Secret Wars. They're doing a
Well, Secret War
show.
is planned for.
Yeah. It's a Disney Plus series, though. I think it's going to have Nick Fury. Nick Fury, like Samuel L. Jackson, is going to be in that show, I believe.
Is Field 4 ready to be harvested?
Probably.
Just gonna do that.
Did you empty out the thing?
I already did.
Right. I mean, I haven't really been super keeping up with it, but as far as I know, the next series, I think, is Miss Marvel. I know they have a She-Hulk series coming up. They have a Hawkeye series coming up. With Jeremy Renner, and then they have Secret Wars that's going to have among whoever else that they're going to get into it, because it's not going to be like a one-man show, I'm sure. It is going to start.
At some point, we're going to get Marvel's first family again.
If I had to guess, I would guess that they're going to have Matt Murdock in the movie. He's going to have a really small cameo.
Yeah.
Just as him, the lawyer.
Yeah, that's what I think.
They're going to expect that to be a big enough bone thrown to the Netflix Marvel fans that they're just never going to do anything else. But
I expect that he's going to be Spider-Man's lawyer, that he may or may not be named, but that he is going to be Spider-Man's lawyer. He's going to show up for like 5 seconds. He's going to be wearing his like red sunglasses and have his cane, and like that's it. That's like his entire part for the movie. And people are going to riot over it in like a good way and say, hey, we want him to be featured more, etc. And then whether or not they actually
never do anything about it.
Who knows?
It's
I don't know.
It's exactly like Disney for them to like put a stake in front of you.
Yeah.
And then it's just fake.
Giant Nerd Guy, I don't know if Miles is going to be in Spider-Verse. This is going to be Peter Parker Spider-Verse. They've done Miles Spider-Verse. This is going to be Peter Parker Spider-Verse. I mean, they could have like an older Miles. You know, I was like another thing I mentioned in the Lost Joke is they could do a full-on meta reference and have Donald Glover as like an older Miles Morales showing up. Like an older like Spider-Man, like Miles Morales after he's done. Don Glover.
Oh, why didn't you just say Don Glover then?
That could be kind of interesting, but I don't think they're going to do that. I don't know. Then yeah, Lost Joke, you're right. They are gonna. We know they're doing something for Fantastic Four, but we have no idea what, and I think it's still quite a ways away, like at least 3 or 4 years away before they really do anything with that.
If there was any Marvel property that has been done real dirty, it's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I thought the first movie, like the original, not the original movie, the first one was okay. Like it wasn't great, but like it was watchable. And then after that, it was just kind of. I've never seen the old like quote unquote unreleased version by was it like Harryhausen who did that on like a shoestring budget because Fox didn't want to let go of the license rights and they had to make like a movie of some kind, or else they were going to relinquish the rights back to Marvel, so they just hired him to make like a really kind of shitty low budget like movie just to be able to keep the rights. And they never actually released it, even though you can actually find it places now. But that was in like the late 80s, I think.
I've seen images of that film.
There's that one, and then there was
it seemed about the same level of campiness as the Captain America one.
Yeah, there's Captain America one too. And then there was there's a Nick Fury movie that starred David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury.
I've seen it.
Have you? I have not seen that one.
It's again pretty campy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were all that was before anybody wanted to take comic book movies seriously.
You know, as kind of like budget ridden as they were kind of like campy and like the only way a comic book movie could be is like and pull it off. What was it? Nick Fury and his Howlin' Commandos, I think it was called.
I don't remember.
They should quit pounding grimdark Batman into the ground and making another Batman that's more like the Adam West series.
No.
Here's the thing
rather
about the
not.
Adam West one. It was a lot closer to the source material at the time.
At the time.
Because Batman was already kind of campy. Like,
at the time,
I'll say this:
sure,
Batman
but not
Brave and the
modern.
Bold is a really good show.
Sure.
Brave and the Bold is great. It's got all of the original humor that Batman was never really this grim, dark, very serious hero. He was kind of just, kind of goofy.
Well, I mean, Batman originally was very much like in the in the 40s and stuff was supposed to be a lot like other comic books at the time, like not comic books, comic strips like Phantom or The Shadow, where they honestly they were a bit like noir and gritty. They certainly they seem campy to us now, but like there was shit happened in those, and they could get kind of dark at times, but not like super dark, because again they were basically comic strips. Like they were in the newspaper, so they couldn't do that much with them.
There was a reason why comic strips in the newspapers were called the funnies.
I mean, Batman originally used guns. He used guns in his first appearance, and the Joker died.
He did?
Yes, the Joker was in the first Batman issue, and he died. He was killed. I don't remember if Batman killed him, but like whatever happened,
I think it was an
he
accident.
died.
Like he didn't mean to kill the Joker, but the Joker just actually did die.
But yes, in the original incarnation of Batman, he used guns. He used two guns. He used a dual pistols thing. But I mean, all of the big kind of comic superheroes, not all of them, a lot of them did, because for instance, Shadow. The Shadow is known for using pistols, and
I want to say
Phantom used
something
guns too.
that tends to be very polarizing when it comes to Batman, and I don't know if I mentioned it here or not, but I actually like the Joel Schumacher Batman movies.
You've mentioned that before.
We talked about that last stream.
Yeah,
Was
we
it
got
last
into
stream?
an argument. You got into an argument about it.
I would like a bit of a goofy Batman with like a suit that looks like he put it together himself. So even though he's rich, like it's not like he can sew or anything.
Yeah, Alfred did it.
Yeah, or he just bought it. I mean, he is rich. He is a billionaire.
Yeah, but Batman
He
is
just
way,
Peter Parker's
he's
it. He
too
just goes
smart.
to a costume shop and buys it.
Yeah,
He's too smart to just buy a costume.
I mean, he did in the Nolan movies, didn't he? He like ordered it through like multiple shell companies so that nobody would be able to like
Yeah,
follow.
he ordered it
I guess that's
to Wayne Tech, but he did his best to hide it through hide it in paperwork, but obviously he was found out.
Yeah.
I guess that's a way where he did it in sort of a smart way, where he actually tried to cover his tracks rather than just buying a costume.
Well, also, I mean, his original costume, lore-wise, not like his original like comic book costume in the 40s, but I mean like lore-wise, when he was starting out, before he was even Batman, he just literally wore like black clothes and a ski mask to go out and stop crime.
Also, he's pretty much crazy.
Yes, a lot of superheroes are pretty much like insane if you really
Yeah,
think
but
about
I
it.
think
Though.
he's even a little crazier than most, though. So
I mean, he did
would-
witness his parents murdered in
Yeah.
front of him.
I know, but the whole bat thing, I would enjoy a campy thing with him, like making his own costume and being kind of nuts, and still having his moral thing where he refuses to kill anyone. That would be cool.
I mean, why don't
That
you
would
just
be better
watch
than-
something like Kick-Ass or like
lot
one of
of
those other
other-
movies where they've already done
I-
something like that?
I think that kind of vibe would be cool for Batman.
I didn't like Kick-Ass 2 as much as the first one.
I didn't see
I
two.
agree. I liked the first one. The second one was, I don't even remember.
And I'm pretty sure
anything
everyone
about
knows by now, Kick-Ass's friends both go on to play Quicksilver in some
Yes.
fashion.
Yep.
I also like that weird movie with Rainn Wilson and Paige.
I know which one you're thinking about. I can't name it, but I also have not seen that one.
It gets kind of dark, but
You talking about
it's
Crimson
maybe called
Bolt?
Super something.
It's called Super.
Yeah.
That's it. He plays a. I think his character is Crimson Bolt.
I don't
Funny
know.
thing about that film, it was once thought to be a part of. I don't know if you've seen the movie Brightburn.
No.
Sounds
Brightburn
familiar, but
is imagine like a horror thriller movie about a supervillain.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
yeah, I think
It's
I've
pretty
heard of it,
much.
but that's about it.
Imagine if Superman, Clark Kent, grew up unhinged and
Wait,
just became
wait.
an absolute bastard.
Wait, are you telling me star reporter for the Daily Planet, Clark Kent, is Superman? That can't be true. That guy's a nerd. He wears glasses all the time. He's so, like, meek and shy. You're telling me that guy is Superman?
I want to make a Mystery Men joke, but one's not coming to mind.
Also, I could swear I've seen Clark Kent and Superman in the same room numerous times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have.
Like, one minute I'm talking to Clark Kent, and I go to the buffet and get some shrimp, and then Superman's there.
Yeah, but where's Clark?
Man, Superman
Well,
can
I
really
just
pack
saw
away
him.
that shrimp.
He's
Yeah,
gotta
but where
be there
is he?
somewhere.
Why don't you go say hi to him?
I left him at the table,
I'll
though. I
go
mean,
look
he
for
can't
him.
be so fast that he goes by me and changes
See?
his costume. Like, there's no way, right?
See, I left Superman, and a few minutes later, I found Clark again.
But where's Superman?
Well, Superman's a busy guy. He's probably gone already.
Yeah.
Why does he have time to go to a shrimp buffet?
There was some crime happening.
I mean,
okay?
he's gotta eat. You know, he's gotta take the time out to eat. He's a busy man, but Superman gotta eat. So he has to
Have
eat.
you
know,
really
when he can.
seen Superman eat? Like,
he just flew
at all?
by. He
No.
just flew by above
I don't
the
think I ever
buffet,
have.
and he took a big armful of shrimp, and he flew off.
He took
Yeah,
literally the entire shrimp bar, and then he flew off.
Fighting
Listen,
crime, but
Stoops.
Give him a break.
Listen, Soups. Just because it says all you can eat means you can all you can eat there, not on the go.
But that's another reason why Clark Kent can't be Superman, because as Craig said, I've never seen Superman eat, but I've seen Clark eat plenty of times. He eats lunch at his desk. He goes for coffee. He has a donut in the morning. I've never seen Superman eat, though.
Why are you so okay? So now I have to wonder, why are you so in tune with Clark Kent's like personal schedule? There's something you want to tell us?
I work at the Daily Planet. Lost joke.
Yeah,
I don't know
Merc's
if you
real
know
name is
this.
Jimmy.
No, my real name is Lois. Lois Lane. I am also a star reporter for the Daily Planet. I am their best investigative reporter, and a lot of the times when I'm playing this and streaming, I am actually out on location using my phone's Wi-Fi hotspot to stream, because I'm currently investigating, corrupt corporations and evil science labs. Particularly investigating the evils and corrupt culture that LexCorp is fostering in its employees.
Funny you bring up
and,
LexCorp. I have to ask, if you had to work for a man of questionable moral fortitude, would you rather work for Lex Luthor or the Joker?
Luthor, certainly. I mean, LexCorp has like thousands of employees. Like it's not a small corporation. It is a big like conglomerate, and you don't need to be necessarily involved in any of the illegal shit that Lex is up to. You can just be, a desk jockey working, 9 to 5.
Because when you work for Lex Luthor, it's actually a job. You are working a job. You probably have health benefits, dental.
Yep. And if you're working for the Joker, you're
Joker,
just
he
a
would
minion.
literally just murder you.
Yes,
He would just kill you
funny.
if he feels like it.
Because he thought it would be funny to do so.
Or, say you didn't laugh at his jokes, he'll shoot you. Say you did laugh at his jokes, he'll shoot you.
Yep.
Exactly.
say you land the a good blow on the Batman, and you drop him, he'll shoot you because he
And,
wanted to do it.
Yes, and I don't know. I don't really consider the Joker to be someone who really employs a lot of people. He has maybe a handful of goons, and that's about it. He's not gonna give you dental. He's not gonna give you health benefits. He's not gonna
He'll
give you
dental.
days off.
It'll probably involve pulling your teeth out, not like fixing them.
He'll pull them himself. I think he has a lot of people, quote unquote, working for him, but it's not like typical employee relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like the goons he does get are the goons who couldn't get picked up anywhere else.
I really like the Joker, and the people who end up idolizing him.
But I still haven't seen it. I thought Lost Joke was going to make a comparison not between Lex Luthor and the Joker, but between Lex Luthor and, say, Elon Musk. Eccentric, scientific
I feel like
billionaire.
Lex isn't eccentric though.
I mean,
Lex
he's a villain,
is
though.
pretty straightforward. He's just
You have to be a little bit
like
eccentric to be a villain.
Corporation
Be a rich
man
guy.
is what he is.
Well, I mean, it depends on what version of him, because there's always the Gene Hackman campy Lex, who is just he has like a secret lab, and like the whole corporation element is kind of pushed to the side in favor of more of just a comic book villain kind of element. Or you have the
what is his name, Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg, who is basically just
The Riddler.
I mean, yeah, but
he
I
struck
mean,
me more of like a Riddler than a Lex Luthor,
Zuckerberg.
honestly.
He's basically Zuckerberg Lex. But I like, of course, my favorite Lex is always going to be Clancy Brown from the animated series, because he was very smart. He came up from nothing. He wore a goddamn business suit. He owned, he had the corporation. That part of him was a big part of him. And he was also evil, and he had his evil schemes as well. And he had like his whole reason for hating Superman is just because he felt threatened by him.
My favorite Lex moment from the animated series is his plan was to like switch bodies with Superman.
I know exactly what
so he could figure out his
too.
secret identity. But I think there was he switched bodies a few times, and he ended up inside the body of the Flash. So he's like, oh, well, at least I'll figure out who the Flash is. And he like goes into the bathroom, go to a mirror, pulls off his mask, and just stares for like a few seconds. He's like, I don't know who this is.
I have no idea who this is.
Just, oh man, the Flash. He gets it bad sometimes.
Take out his wallet, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, the Flash wouldn't carry his wallet in his suit.
I mean, even if he did, like, the Flash is just a CSI guy. Like, he's not like a big name in his day-to-day life.
I guess even if he did have his wallet and he looked at his ID, he just like, just because you know his name and his face, do you still even know who he is?
I feel like the Flash would be someone that Lex Luthor wouldn't like necessarily hate, because the Flash is just a human guy who happened to have powers, and he, like, even the Flash's villains like the Flash a lot of the time. Because he's like too nice. He's too nice to them. Like there's another thing from the same show, not the same episode, but it was the same show. It's from Justice League, where I can't remember what the Flash is doing, but then he gets a call that the Trickster is up to no good, and so the Flash goes and he finds the Trickster like at a bar, considering doing some more crimes, and the Flash basically talks him down and says, hey, you got to take your meds and stuff, and
say, hey, you're wearing
Trickster
the costume
like,
again.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am?
Yeah. He's like, man, you got to take your meds and go back to your psychiatrist and keep on working with that. And he's like, okay, Flash, I will. And
you got me again, Flash.
Yeah, you got me again, Flash. Interestingly, the voice for the Flash in Justice League, Michael Rosenbaum, plays Lex Luthor in Smallville.
Yeah.
Just a little tidbit there, especially when in the episode when he and Lex switch places.
I feel like Smallville was going on at the same time as that show was aired, so I think that was very much on purpose.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
If
Rosenbaum
DC
played the
did
Flash
anything good was their
like, on his own,
cartoons
though.
are really great.
Yeah, they are. I haven't really been keeping up with the video releases, like the standalone movies or whatever, which aren't entirely standalone. The DC has an entire like cinematic universe going on with their animated films in the last like 10-15 years. But I don't know. I haven't really watched a lot of them.
I think the popularity of the MCU is waning a little bit, and I think DC has a big opportunity there. And I think
Yeah, but
they're
are they
kind
gonna
of
take it?
succeeding at that so far.
Are they though?
A little bit.
Like in
With
what
Joker,
way?
they did.
Well, yeah,
I feel
but
like yes, I do agree that MCU
Not
is
overall.
weaning because they're playing their movies too safe. They're all getting very formulaic, so it's like they're
Yeah.
not experimenting.
Yeah, that's part of what I meant talking about the new Spider-Man movie. Like, it keeps having this other older superhero play like a mentor type role over and over again.
Yeah, that does seem a little bit samey. I mean, like, he is a young character, but like
He is young, but he should be smart enough that he doesn't need somebody holding his hand all the time.
yeah, I mean, his main mentor was his mentor before he was even Spider-Man, which is Uncle Ben, and they like barely ever mentioned Uncle Ben. Like Iron Man
Uncle
apparently
Ben's a little
meant
tired of
more to
dying.
him. Iron Man apparently meant more to him than friggin' Uncle Ben. He's
Yeah.
not seeing Iron Man's face wherever he look, or Uncle Ben's face wherever he looks. He's seeing Iron Man's face wherever he looks.
And I don't like that. Since they started
Yeah.
him after the whole Uncle Ben thing, he should already be more or less self-sufficient.
Yeah.
They can still have him make the suit at the start, but he should have been more.
At least he made his own
Independent.
web shooters. He had
Yeah.
that going for him, at least.
I do think they're portraying him as not as smart as he should be, though.
Well,
Not as smart, not
there's
as
also
capable, not as independent.
I agree with you on the not as independent, but I'm not necessarily agreeing with you on the smart, because he has been lately, I think, in the past couple of movies, especially in the previous Spider-Man movie, he's being presented as like Iron Man level intelligence. I mean, he made his own suit. That suit that he has at the end of that, he made that suit himself using equipment that he got from Stark
See, I think
Industries.
Peter is smart, but the problem is he doesn't have the resources because he doesn't
Yeah.
have money.
Spider-Man is always supposed to be, pretty smart. I mean, like, again, he made his web shooters himself. Like that's and he made his his costume, as far as I know, in the comics. Like, he made that himself. The web shooters are pretty much all he had at the start, but that's really kind of all he needs, to be honest. Anything else is kind of like extra. But like,
That's also kind of what I don't like. There's too many gadgets.
yeah,
Well, Spidey's always used gadgets.
he's always made them himself, kind of when he needs them. It's not that much different from someone like Batman.
Yeah, but in the movies so far, it's like he's wearing the Iron Man suit a lot, and he's like finding out weird stuff about it.
Well, again, spoilers, I
confused
guess.
when
If
it
you haven't
happens.
seen the last Spider-Man movie, spoilers, I guess. But I mean, he loses that suit. He doesn't really have that suit anymore, and the suit that he wears at the end of that, and presumably the suit that he's wearing in the new movie, is one that he made himself. Of course, he used Stark, resources to do that, provided to him by Happy, but he designed it and he made it himself.
I guess to a certain point, I'm just nitpicking. I just don't like it as much as I could.
There's an earlier point that was mentioned, and that was that Marvel is very much playing it safe, and I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Although I will say, introducing people to the concept of a multiverse as being like in canon is I think pretty new for mainstream audiences, and so that is like a little bit maybe unsafe. They've been very slowly introducing the concept over the last like several like movies and TV shows that they've been doing, though, so like they kind of know that it's kind of a little bit of a big concept for like the average Joe to kind of take in.
That's something I've talked about like over a decade ago. I forget which film it was. That me and some friends went to see one of the Marvel movies, and we were just talking about stuff that like we knew this was going to happen, and I'm like, man, the average, MCU fan is not really going to know anything about the multiverse. And I said, I bet you anything
Average
it's going to
MCU
weird
enjoyer.
people out.
Yeah.
And
But
here we are. They're starting to do the multiverse. It's like now people are going to realize comic books is weird.
yeah, but again, they've been doing it kind of like they've been piecemealing it. They kind of getting people used to the idea before they really go whole hog with it, which is a smart idea because if suddenly like Multiverse of Madness came out and they hadn't done anything with it before, people would be confused as fuck. But since they've been introducing it, but anyway, what I was gonna say
The
is,
Spider-Verse was pretty successful.
yeah, but
Spider-Verse was
again,
great because it was really well done.
yeah.
Which I feel Sony Pictures needed to have a
Yeah.
good Spider-Man movie.
I mean, all the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies have been decent, even if they are a little samey.
Field 9 was soybeans too, right?
I think everything was soybeans, yeah. And fill the trailer up. What I was gonna say is, you're right in that. Someone said it, but DC is kind of doing more weird stuff than Marvel. Joker being an example of that. Wonder Woman not an example of that. Shazam, I think, a bit of an example of that. The new Batman, honestly,
Shazam.
a little bit of an example. The new Batman looking like it could be a little bit weird.
Although they're reshooting it, so
Yeah.
it's kind of
I think
Bad
DC's
sign.
strong suit might be not trying to do an interconnected movie continuity.
Yeah, every time they've tried to do it, it's been kind of shit.
Instead, just make singular films.
I
Just let
disagree.
them be self-contained because they're trying to do everything Marvel has done in not nearly as much time.
Is that everything?
So
Is
it's
that all
just
of the
going to
soybean?
end up hurting. It's just going to end up hurting the films piecemeal.
okay.
Is
I
that-
kind of agree that they need to not rush it, but I don't agree that it's necessarily a bad idea. They've just had bad execution so far.
Is
They
this all
have
of the
had-
soybean lost joke?
That's everything.
Okay.
They have had some notable successes lately that I think are better than recent Marvel stuff. Joker. I haven't seen the new Suicide Squad, but apparently it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
I like
people involved are
Shazam.
good, so I like Shazam. Yeah.
Yeah, they just need to be better at picking the people who are doing the creative work, and they need to.
But Joker will
Not
never
interfere.
actually be included in a DC interconnected universe
I would like it
because
to be.
it won't.
Yeah, well,
I could.
I understand
probably
you
right,
want
but
it
I
to
would like
be,
it.
but the way they presented the Joker in that film, he will not be any. He'd be just like goldfish poop into the scope of metahumans and superpowered beings. Is like you wouldn't. He would not fit because they didn't present him as
Well,
such.
I think he could
The
fit-
original Joker was a normal human anyway.
The Joker has always been a normal human. He's just batshit
Yeah.
crazy. I think that from what little I know about the Pattinson Batman, I think that Joker could maybe fit into that kind of world. But I don't know. Time will tell. They need to. DC has been struggling to catch up to Marvel, but what they really needed to do the entire time was do what Marvel did and make individual movies that don't really have much of a connection to each other, or at least not an overt connection, and then connect them later. Like the original Iron Man movie, the only connection was just almost a throwaway bonus scene after the credits with Nick Fury, and like that was it. There was nothing else.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, but DC just tries so hard to keep up with the Joneses, as it were, that they mess everything up.
Yeah, they need to stop interfering with projects in order to try to push more interconnectedness
Just-
like they have done.
Yeah, just make the Batman movie, make the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, just have it stand on its own. Make a new Superman movie, have it stand on its own, and then, after a sequel or two, then make some kind of crossover. Make Batman, not Batman versus Superman, make World's Finest. That's a decent story with both Batman and Superman.
If anything, I think the Joker improves a lot on the character because it actually gives him a reason to have a whole bunch of people who are devoted to him. Whereas it's kind of weird that the Joker has had mooks in the past.
Yeah.
Like, why would you be that guy?
I kind of assume, I assume there's like a an employment agency for mooks or something. This
Yeah.
guy, maybe this guy is basically a career criminal, but none of the big gangs are hiring, but he needs to make his money. So look, this crazy guy in a weird suit is hiring. Let's go work for him. It can't be any worse than working for the mob.
You have to assume something silly like that for the original Joker. But Joker is pretty
You're so
well
quiet, Craig.
explained.
You're so quiet again.
Joker is pretty well explained.
Joker. Joker
Yeah.
P. Joker.
Joker from the Joker. Well,
Joker
from
Joker and
Joker.
Associates.
Hmm. Did you see Joker last time?
Lost Joke, Ninja away.
I
You must
had about
have.
15 Dr. Peppers.
He must
What?
have seen it. He's been talking about it.
Seen what?
You've seen Joker, right?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, he hasn't.
Didn't really interest me, honestly.
I'm the same way, but I think we've talked about this before. Is that I think Joker is very overused, and I was just when they said that they were having a movie with him, I was just
I'm
God,
curious
again?
about Joaquin Phoenix's attempt at it, but it just didn't really grab me. I kind of feel like superhero movies in general are kind of
It's
taking their toll on me.
It's not really a superhero movie, though. It might be a nice change of pace for you, actually. It's very different from a superhero movie.
Maybe
The
sometime I
Batman
might watch it.
connections in it are basically Easter eggs.
I'll watch the Joker if you watch Blade Runner.
All right.
Which Blade Runner? Both
The
of them?
first
or
one.
the
No,
first?
just watch the first one. Again, I think again we've talked about this before. Watch the first one. If you enjoy the first one, watch the final cut. By the way, that's the version you need to watch. The director's cut is also okay, but the final cut has some cleaned up visual effects, which is a little bit better. But anyway, watch the final cut of the original Blade Runner, and then if you like it, you will like the sequel. They're
Alright.
again, they're very similar in tone and feel. So if you like the first one, you will like the second one.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch Blade Runner if you watch Joker. I'm not saying Joker is the best movie ever or anything. It's just it's good.
Oops. Oh shit.
And like Blade Runner, it can be a little slow.
Yeah, I don't mind a slow movie as long as the slowness is there for a reason. The slowness is there to build up tension or to
it does.
immerse yourself in the
Blade
world
Runner was
or
supposed
stuff
to be
like
a noir detective film set in a cyberpunk future.
that. The distant future of 2019.
We come from the distant future of 2002.
Spooky.
But I mean, I don't mind movies that are that are like that
Harvey
that
Birdman for you.
are not afraid to slow things down and focus on the character or a scene or whatever. I like those movies,
Yeah.
really.
Well, you probably like Joker then.
I like
That's
your
my
face.
prediction.
You probably like your face too.
Still thinking of the Polaroid scene that Deckard is doing the enhance thing. I'm like, no, that's not how pictures work.
Well, to be fair, he is using that is futuristic technology. It was like you can't compare that to like CSI or that bullshit, because the thing that Deckard is using, like those pictures aren't just regular pictures. They're like future technology pictures. They're like, they have like 3D depth to them. They're like, you know, if you take a picture with like a 3D camera nowadays and you can like move stuff around and kind of see into the picture. That's what he was doing. It's the friggin' like the CSI and like the crime scene shows that took that and just ran it into the ground in such a ridiculous way. Because again, the movie takes place in the future with futuristic technology, and that is what he was doing. Those
Future
pictures
technology
were supposed to be like, you know, like they look like regular pictures, but obviously, based on what they show, they're not regular pictures. They have, like I said, they have depth to them. You can move them around a little bit because that's the way the technology is in the future, apparently. I was wondering why you were not pulling away from me. Ooh.
because
What do
this
you
car
think?
has bad acceleration.
Can you get out of this, Lost Joke?
No, you pinned me to a rock.
Can you not reverse? Is this too big for you? It's big for your britches?
Who's brick for whose britches now?
What was the other movie that you said you'd never seen, Greg? We were talking about it last week. Is it Dune? Have you seen Dune? The original?
No.
Should watch that one. It's not the best movie ever, but
What do you mean?
I'd rather just wait for the Dune that's coming out.
I am going to go out on a limb and say they're probably not very similar in terms of story, because the original movie took a lot of liberties.
I don't like adaptations that take a lot of liberties in general.
It's a good. The thing is,
I'm on top of the car.
don't see. I don't necessarily go to an adaptation movie to see how it compares to the original. I go to it and hope that it can be its own thing. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it kind of still gets the message across, which I think Blade Runner does pretty decently. Even though, see, again, Blade Runner, the story doesn't... It follows the book, but there are a lot of things in the book that aren't in the movie, and there are a lot of, like, kind of differences. But as a movie itself, if you do not think of it as an adaptation, just think of it as its own movie, it's very good. I would say Dune. I struggle to say that it's a very good movie. It is entertaining in a weird sort of way. I mean, it is a David Lynch movie. Like, it's, you know, it has weirdness.
I have read Dune and liked it, so I probably would not like an adaptation that wasn't great and also took a lot of liberties.
I also read Dune. I read all of the original books, and I still like the original movie. I just have to think of it as not the same thing. I read all 6. There were 6 of them, I think. 6 original books. I read all of them. I have not read any of the, you know, newer ones, any of the ones that his son or anybody else wrote, just because, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like it's real Dune. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's fake. And I've heard mixed reviews.
I think I'd go as far as to say it pretty much is fake.
Yeah.
It's just a gimmick to have somebody's son write books in the same universe. It's not the same. It's better than having a company that has nothing to do with the original, like current CBS. but
Yeah.
it's still
It's
not
better,
close to the
better
same.
than the practice of specifically hiring someone because they say they do not, in fact, like the source material,
Yeah.
which is continues to be a trend, and that hasn't really worked out for them, honestly. But you know,
Well, if you ask them, they'll say that they're a huge success.
yeah, I'm sure.
And
But
they're
we don't got to
doubling
get
down
into
with
that.
like 7 new shows.
Yeah, but we don't got to get into that again for the millionth time. At least not until next week when it's fresh again.
Oh, what fresh hell is this?